life practice community.
All right. And I am going to just grab my cushion. Oh, good. The cat is coming. There she is. Huh. Okay. All right. So you're going to arrive on your mat in a seated posture. And let's just take a moment while we're breathing here. I want you to interlace your palms and reach your arms up towards the sky. And in taking this action, you're lengthening through your side body. And then I want you to send your breath into your side rib cages. Expanding through the intercostal muscles in the lungs. And then after a few rounds of breath, just bring the arms to land down and be heavy. With that expansion, that space, and that depth, keep breathing. And then do a little scan of what you're showing up to this space and this practice with. Our intention for today's practice is going to be to physically elongate the side body. And in doing so, we're going to be trying to find a bit of balance between our yin and yang. Yin and yang are natural states within us all. Right? If there is light, then there's darkness. If there is cold, there is heat. Hard and soft. Rough and smooth. Prosperity, adversity. Right? Life and death. Opposites balance each other with these dual qualities, and without one, the other would not exist. So if you are maybe feeling a bit more yin today, a bit lower, a bit calmer, maybe your intention is to bring a bit of balance to that. To get a bit more energy. If you're feeling quite energetic and all over the place today, maybe your intention is to calm down, to cool. Just decide what you need from this moment right now. Take another breath in your seated shape, your seated posture. And we're going to gently bring our eyes to open. So we're going to take a breathing exercise, and I'll come a little closer to the camera so you can see me. So you're going to take your palm, take your 2 peace fingers, and these 2 peace fingers are going to rest on your third eye. You're going to be using your thumb and your index finger. So you're going to plug into your right nostril with your right thumb and take an inhale with your left nostril. Pause, plug with your plug with your right index finger, exhale through your right nostril. Keep going like this. Inhale. Pause, exhale. Inhale left. Pause, exhale right. So this is called alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana. And what it does is it balances our Ida and our Pingala. Ida being more yin, Pingala being more yang. And if covering your nostrils is not working for you, maybe you have stuffy nostrils, don't worry. You can just visualize alternate nostril breathing without plugging, that's okay too. Just take one more round. And you're going to land your right palm down and take an inhale through the nose. Exhale. Just notice the difference. How does it feel to be breathing through both nostrils? Fully and completely. After having restricted the breath. Let's take one more round of breath. And then if your eyes are closed again, you can just bring them to open. So start to drop your right earlobe down towards your right shoulder. You can be sitting crisscross while you do this. You're going to take your right palm and maybe place it on the left side of the skull. And then decide what you're doing with your left arm. You could be lengthening it out, could be flicking the wrist. Find something that hits the sweet spot. This is the first of our yin poses. We're going to be here for 3 minutes total. The side body poses allow us to stretch and remember the containers of our torso. Right? So much of our life is spent in the forward moving plane. And any attention to the edges of our body can be a relief and release. So the right side is the yang side. The left side is the yin side. And these two parts of the body work together to support us. Take 5 more breaths on this side. And then can you take your head all the way up? Release your right palm. Just have your head balancing on both shoulders. And then you can drop your chin and then just do a few little circles back and forth. Bringing your head all the way back to center. And then bring your head up to balance. And then you're going to take it the opposite way. So you're going to drop your left earlobe down towards your left shoulder. And then take your left palm up and maybe place your left palm on the right side of your skull. 3 minutes here. So like night and day. Sun and moon. Light and dark. Summer and winter. Hot and cold. These opposites balance each other. And without one, the other would not exist. And we're just going to be here for a minute longer. Just take a few more breaths. And then just take your head all the way up through center. Drop your chin to your chest. Do a few half circles. And bring your head all the way back up through center. So the next posture we're going to take is half shoelace. The cat behind me. I'm going to grab a block, might be handy. So what you're going to do is move the cat. You're going to lengthen out through your right leg. And you're going to cross your left ankle, or sorry, your left knee on top of your right thigh. And if this doesn't suit you, you could also have your foot on the inside of your right thigh as well, just like this, or you can bring it across. And so we're going to make this a lateral side stretch as well. And you might have your block beside you. You're going to place your right elbow down onto the block or maybe onto the earth, and then reach your left arm up overhead towards the left. Nice. So this is a stretch for your left hip. And it's also a stretch for your left side body. So we have discussed a little bit about yin and yang. What is yin? Yin is passive. Yin is slow. Yin is calming and cooling. Yin is darkness. Yin is the moon. Yin is nighttime. Yin is purples and blues. Yin is like the parasympathetic nervous system. One more minute. Or 10 more breaths. If you're starting to feel uncomfortable, remember that you're not going to be here forever. You got this, just a few more breaths. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then slowly just roll all the way up. Uncross your left leg, extend it out. And then just take a moment in stillness. I want you to feel the difference from the left side compared to the right. Just take one more breath. And then we're going to stretch the opposite way. So you're going to bring your right leg across, so your right knee is stacking upon your left, or maybe if it's too much, you can have your foot on the inside of your left leg. And then allow your block to support you again if you want, or you can be flat on the mat with your elbow. And then extend your right arm up overhead, so you're stretching through your right side body. So Pingala is Yang. Ida is Yin. Pingala is Yang. And Yang is active. Yang is positive. Yang is brightness. He is the sun. He is daytime. He is restless. He is rational, outgoing, logical. So after hearing these two descriptions of yin and yang, Which category do you think you fit into? And you could be both. You don't have to be one or the other. I know I have times in my life when I'm much more yin and times when I'm much more yang. The opportunity here is just kind of to explore it. And if you're feeling a bit more yin in your life right now, what yang things could serve you? Maybe bar class, maybe vinyasa, maybe more active practices. If you're feeling more yang, well, you're in the right place. Nice work. Just a few more breaths. You got it. And then let's breathe all the way up. And just remove the block and lengthen through the legs. How does it feel to return to neutral? What space has been created on the sides? Take one more round of breath in total stillness. And then we're going to make our way into a child's pose. So coming either in wide leg or knees together, whatever you are craving in this moment. You're going to let your heart just kind of pour over your knees. Anchor through your forehead. Take some deep breaths in and out, just kind of curled into this shape. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the right. So arms are heavy and reaching over towards the right. And you have an extension through your left side body here. And if thoughts are buzzing around your brain, if you have a lot going on right now, maybe you are a bit more yin in this moment. Sorry, a bit more yang in this moment. If you're like me, I've spent a day in really, really hot desert heat. And I'm feeling super passive, super yin right now, super sleepy. Practice of yoga is tuning into how we are right now. Breathing it. Feeling it. Just sitting with it. Take one more breath with your arms to the side. And can you walk the hands through center? Nice. And then when you're ready, walking them the other way. The goal in our practice is to not necessarily become one way or the other. The goal is just to practice bringing ourselves back to equilibrium, bringing ourselves back to balance. There's a stereotype that yoga people are all supposed to be calm and all supposed to be zen. But the reality is that we're all just human. No one is immune to extreme mental states. The practice of yoga is to help ourselves come back into balance, to find the middle. Stay here for just a few more breaths. And when you are ready, you're going to come all the way back into neutral. Letting your arms be heavy, letting your head be heavy. And then you're going to slowly roll yourself up to seated. And then just slowly make your way onto your spine. Laying your back body down. Cross your right thigh over top of the left. Open the arms into cactus arms. Take the knees through center and then drop the knees over towards the left. So your right knee is stacking on top, and then your knees are dropping towards the left. This pose is called twisted root. And if it's too deep to have your leg crossed, you can also just bring your knees to stack. That also works as well. Or you can use your pillow underneath your knees if you don't have a cat, princess, on your pillow. We're going to remain in this twist for 3 minutes. I think one of the most balancing poses in yoga is the twist. Right? They're pacifiers and equalizers. They're a metaphor to help us find balance, comfort in our lives. Right? Twists can cool and ignite us. They can prepare or calm us. Come back to neutral after a twist, we're reminded that to find balance, we need to release after holding on. Right after every inhale, there's an exhale. Slowly bring the knees all the way back up through center. And then unwind, and when you're ready, crossing the opposite way. So it should be the left knee on top of the right. And the hips should shift a little bit over towards the left. And then the knees will drop over towards the right. Twists are a reminder for us to find the middle. Right, combine yin and yang. Not just in our yoga, but in our lives. We're constantly being pulled in different directions. We move towards the things or people we desire. We move away from the things or people we're opposed to. We want what we don't have. We turn away from what we do have. And the goal is to keep coming back to the center. Right? It's acceptance. Standing in the middle. Meeting life as it meets you. Ending this battle with wanting to be somewhere else or someone else. Something different than where and who we are right now. You remain in that twist for a few more breaths. And then slowly unwind up out of it. Uncrossing the leg. If there's any last movements that you want to make before, we're just going to do one more pose before Shavasana. And the last pose we're going to take is legs up the wall. So if you are not near to a wall, you could just simply bring your legs up. Might be nice to have your hands underneath your hips to give your body a little bit of lift. We are going to be here for 3 minutes, so it can also be nice to be supported. So if you want to come up near the wall, you're going to snuggle your hips towards the wall. Lay your heels on the wall. And then either rest your palms on your navel. Maybe flip your palms to be face up. Maybe lifting your arms overhead, gripping opposite elbows. I'm going to give you a choice. If you're comfortable with your legs up the wall, feel free to stay. I feel like I can fall asleep there. And if you want to stretch out into any other resting pose, like your Shavasana, or come up to your seated meditation, feel free. The intention for this pose is to be a container. Just kind of process your practice, process your experience. If we look at the state of the breath, we can see the state of the mind. When we change the breath, we change who we are, and everything changes. On average, we take 16 breaths per minute and 23,000 breaths per day. So why waste another breath? We come into our lives on the inhale. We leave on an exhale. So can you be present with each breath and just make every single breath count? I wanna be free, so free, like a feather blowing through the breeze, like a bird in a tree, like a dolphin in the sea. I wanna fly high, so high, like an eagle in the sky. And when my time has come, I will let it all go with a sigh. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Just give your body a little wake up wiggle. Just running a nice long stretch, fingers all the way through toes. Take your knees into your chest, give your body a nice little hug. And then just slowly make your way up to seated. No rush to get there. You can have your hands at your heart center. A little bit of length through the spine. use this moment to identify, what are you leaving this practice with? We end with our intention that we remain committed to our practice and committed to our well-being and our growth. And that this has a ripple effect on not only us, but our community and their community and so on and so forth. May we all be happy and healthy and free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So we're going to finish with an Om. We're going to inhale and exhale, and then inhale through to make the Om. Okay, so a big breath in. And then a big breath out. Then a big breath in. Thank you so, so much for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, afternoon.